Good morning guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like my videos, please press the like button, please do subscribe. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 8:54 a.m.
Today would have been my sister Amanda's birthday. My sister Amanda, she died prematurely of multiple sclerosis in 2011. I'm not going to be doing anything today, but stay in my flat. Go out and take Max for a walk. I'm busy tomorrow, got a busy day ahead tomorrow, and I've got a busy day Saturday, so I've got my diaries booked. Today I'm just relaxing and resting. I went round to my mother, Jennifer's yesterday, and sat round there for 4 hours. My mum was obviously tired because she started to fall asleep while I was round there. So I'm now in my flat. I feel tired and I'm going to rest. So when my mum says to me every day, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, right? I am an older woman, right? I've been married, I've got divorced, I'm now living on my own. And by the way, I watched a video last night on YouTube of a woman in her 60s. She's got 500,000 subscribers. She's in her 60s, she's got 500,000 subscribers. And she's talking about, you know, how to cope with being on your own in your 60s, right? We can be by ourselves at any age, right through from being teenager to old age, right? But she's got 500,000 subscribers. Fair play to her. She's a very nice older woman, quite pretty in the face, and she's got a nice attitude. So I watched her video and I related to some of what she was saying, you know, the benefits of being by yourself when you're older. So when people look at me and think, oh, she's on her own, she's got nobody, I did have somebody. I was married at 18 years old. I remained married for 18 years. I've had 4 lovely children. All have grown up now and they're doing well for themselves. One's an actor, one drives buses and coaches. My other son, I don't actually know what he's doing yet because he's the one that was adopted. And my daughter's doing well for herself. She can drive a car. She's got her own car. So they're all doing well for themselves. They've all had a better life than myself, I would say so. Right? I don't get jealous, I don't get upset, I fully support them, you know. Acting is a good job. Driving a coach and buses is a good job. My daughter's got a good job because she's got a lovely flat and a nice car. Right, so they're all doing well for themselves. My ex-husband is living in the house that I got. 2-bedroom house, and he works in a hospital, and I now have got a lovely flat in a lovely area and I've got nothing to complain about. But when I was living at Lansdowne Court in a flat with no bedroom, it wasn't fair. Just let's put it that way. But you have to fight and fight and fight till you get what you want and what you need. Living in that flat at Lansdowne Court was not healthy at all, and I'm out of there now. That's the main thing, and this is the start of new things. So, the bullying. You've got ordinary bullying where somebody says, oh, you're fat, you're spotty, you're ugly, bleh. Which, you know, just words are nothing. It's just shit coming out of somebody's mouth, isn't it? That's not worth tuppence. Ignore it. you've got physical bullying where you get, you know, bullies that want punch children for their school dinner money. The violent bullying, that is harder to deal with, but you need to go and tell somebody, and you need to tell somebody quick, because that can escalate into somebody taking everything off of you and you being left with nothing. But bullies usually pick on someone smaller than themselves, someone less able to defend themselves, and that's why they do it. Because if they picked on someone taller than them, they'd get beaten up, wouldn't they? Taller than bigger than them, they get beaten up. Or someone with an extremely big mouth, they run off because they don't want everyone to know what they're doing. That's another thing bullies don't want. They don't want everyone to know what they're doing to you. So if you scream and shout and tell everybody, they'll run a mile. And then you've got sexual bullying, which happens in a relationship with a partner, or it can happen by people on dating sites, or even within your own family. Pressurising you to have sex with somebody, to go out and be promiscuous when you don't want to, right? Getting you to dress in inappropriate clothing to attract the wrong type of man, and then you can get yourself into a whole load of trouble. So I went out yesterday in trousers and a t-shirt because it was colder and it was raining. But when the sun comes out, I wear shorts, and I'm a woman. Men can be sexually bullied as well. I've been watching a lot of videos in YouTube where women are the perpetrators, killing and harming their boyfriends. So it works both ways. Women can be extremely nasty as well as men. So what used to happen was, when I was living at Victoria Road, when a relative instigates a sexual relationship on a member of the family, like father, daughter, uncle, whatever, obviously Jennifer was Derek's wife, and my dad tried to start a sexual relationship with me, his daughter. And jealousy creeps in. You get jealous. You don't want to get jealous. You're wondering why you're jealous. Why am I jealous? This is wrong. But you can't help that, can you? Very soon after my dad tried things on, because he said to me he wasn't my dad. I said, well, you are my dad. He said, I'm not your dad. This is okay, I'm not your dad. First thing I did was order my birth certificate and my marriage certificate, because this man was saying he was Derek. Derek was on my birth certificate as my dad, and Derek was on my marriage certificate as my father. So my dad was lying to me. My father, Derek, was lying to me, telling lies. So I said, no, I don't want this. Leave me alone. I don't want this. You've lied to me. I didn't want a relationship. Sexual bullying is trying to force someone to do something they don't want to do sexually. And he just kept trying to do things to make me do things I didn't want to do. And I told you I called the police. They didn't listen to me. I'd called my ex-husband to try and help me. He didn't listen. My mum said that I was over 40 years of age. I'm now over 50, by the way. And that, you know, if I consented to it, it was okay. But it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay what was going on. sexual bullying can do some really bad damage to a person. So I stay indoors and I keep myself to myself. Now yesterday, I told you about what went on with that Charlie. He had a thin white dog called Samir. He tried to start something on the field and I put a stop to it. Well, yesterday I walked around Ines Apartments. There was a couple with a dog like Charlie's going into their thin dog like that Charlie's that came up to me. And of course it reminded me of what went on that field, and I started to feel like deflated and upset. Because people will use these things against you. Whatever upsets you, they will use it against you to make you react. And I won't react. I won't react. This guy was not what I wanted. He was an older man, and I didn't want him as a partner. I didn't want him as a chaperone. I wanted to be left alone. I wanted to have a chat, pass the time of day as you do with someone on the street, and then walk home and be left alone. And it was being turned into a game. Now, he was more relatively near my mother's age. My mum has a bath. My mum is clean. She might have alopecia and she might be elderly, but she does clean herself and wash. So this Charlie would come onto the field and he would say, the dog needs a poo. The dog needs a poo. What does poo mean? Alexa, what does poo mean?
As a noun, poo is usually defined as excrement. As a verb, poo is usually defined as to defecate.
So poo is shit. Another way people use poo is, oh, you stink, poo. You smell, poo. So he was hunched over like my mum. So they were taking the mickey out of my mother. Taking the mickey out of my mother, Jennifer. My mum's told me what they're doing. She said, they're not taking the mickey out of you, Ginestra, they're taking the mickey out of me. But it still hurts me, because it's happening to me. It's not happening to my mum, Jennifer, it's happening to me. So Charlie's all hunched over like my mum. My mum's nearly 80, she's an elderly lady. She's hunched over like the Queen was. So this Charlie is all hunched over. He's very, very thin, and he had no teeth, and he was wearing a hat very similar to one that I was wearing in a video. I'm not sure if I can find it. So Charlie was wearing a hat like this. A hat like this one. Right, a hat like this. So let me put this hat on. I got this hat from Amazon, see? Now Charlie's balding on top and he's got a waft of black grey hair coming down and it's greasy. Because his girlfriend said he hadn't had a bath. Because when he has a bath or a shower, he thinks his hair's going to fall out. That's what I was told. Right, so I've been taking the mickey out of really ever since I met Charlie. People have thought what he did was funny. To me it wasn't funny. And remember that a frail elderly man can be an abuser. A frail elderly man go online can abuse you and be dangerous. It's not funny. Not all, but some abusers abuse children as well. So it's not funny at all what happened. And this is the reason why I'm not going in the co-op in the mornings. I don't go in the co-op in the mornings anymore because he was hovering around there. He held Kim's hand, so laugh at me all you like, but Kim held his hand. She held his hand. And I certainly wouldn't encourage it. So I'm now decided to be on my own, right? I am clean. I have a shower or a bath every other day. I sometimes change my clothes 3 times a day. I don't smell, I wash and I change my clothes. Whoever's doing this to me is trying to undermine me, make me look stupid, because I'm trying to expose child abuse. And they don't only just do it to me, they do it to other people. They do it to whistleblowers, they do it to people that are trying to expose the truth because they are guilty and they don't want to get caught. It's a conspiracy, it's a cover-up. And I just carry on going about my business. I wasn't able to get my son out of care. I went to 3, 4, 5 solicitors. I'd been threatened, and I still carried on trying to get my child back after someone tried to threaten me over the phone. Right? If I've left someone, they've got no control over me whatsoever. They might be able to control my mother by blackmail, but they're not controlling me because I'll tell them where to go and I'll report them. And all my mother needs to do is, if she's being blackmailed, is to tell me and I'll sort them out. And I will as well. She's elderly. She needs a rest. Up just after 8 this morning, and she was tired yesterday. Getting on the phone to me because someone wants to jigger me up, get me angry. Have a good day. There are younger women out there. I'm 54. Nobody wants an older woman. Stop trying to palm me off on people. I mean, if you are, right, staging porn scenarios, which is pathetic, because there are a lot of unsavoury looking men in porn videos. These younger women sleep with God knows what and God knows who to get a bit of money, and I've never ever done that. Never. I was watching a video about Two Thorn Rose in America. She killed her boyfriend. She was a murderer, but she used to do porn videos for money, quite explicit ones. Two Thorn Rose. She was actually a redhead. Two Thorn Rose was a redhead who killed her boyfriend, and she was a porn star. And this guy on one of his videos says, "Don't look Two Thorn Rose up," and I bloody well did. And fucking hell, in your face, a video with her using sex toys. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get on with the rest of the day. The sun's out. The sun is shining. It's a lovely day. But remember, you've got to keep safe in a world that's not safe. A world where it's out of control. A world where we are being allowed to do what we like, and it's causing more deaths and more misery, and the cost of living is going up. And there you go. I've always been sensible. I've always been quiet and reserved and keep myself to myself, which is why I'm here sitting now speaking. I don't take drugs. I don't drink a hell of a lot, only socially. I don't smoke, and I keep myself to myself. And I don't care if people think I'm weird and strange. I'd rather be alive than dead. See you later.